Are you tired of being around people who just don't get you? Have you been putting yourself out there but not able to find anybody that matches your vibe? You're not alone. Making friends, especially as an adult, is hard. My name's Coach Lee. I'm a social connections coach, and I want to help you find your tribe. I have a 3-step coaching program for groups and individuals that's designed to help you get to the right place, to meet the right people, to have the right kind of conversations that leave you feeling fulfilled, appreciated, and understood. After going through the Find Your Tribe coaching program, you'll discover who it is that you really want to be connected to, how to find those people, and what you need to talk about so that your relationship moves from an acquaintanceship to a close friendship. And with this program, you won't be on this journey alone. You'll have access to a private community in which there are others who are just as intentional about making the kind of connections you are. You'll also have access to live events like weekly Q&As, speed friending, and much more. You'll be able to practice your skills in a safe environment and feel confident to connect authentically when you get out into the real world. If you're ready to get started on making meaningful connections and lasting relationships, then apply to the coaching program by using the link in the show notes. Hey, what's going on? My name's Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting connections. In this episode, we're going to talk about the work. The work. What is the work? I need to work on myself. I need to work on me. I need to spend time doing the work. If you're unfamiliar with the term, in this episode, we're going to talk about what it means to actually do it and how it impacts your relationships. Are you ready? Let's go. You hear so many people saying, I need to work on me, I need to work on myself, I need to get it together. What does that really mean? You know, I've always been a bit frustrated with it because it was vague and it was confusing to me. Like, what are the actionable steps that come along with it? Much like be yourself, love yourself, find your tribe, those things. What do you actually do to make those happen? Like if somebody just told you, go love yourself, how do you do that? And it's the same with the work. I need to work on myself. What is that work? Well, for me, and what I've discovered, and I think Byron Katie probably cornered the market on this. I know of her, but I have not read any of her books or anything like that. But I know that I think that she coined the term the work, and she does a lot of step-by-step direction. She helps people with the step-by-step direction on it. But so do I. And so what I have learned in my experience is that I was doing the work. The work is, in plain terms, is understanding how you feel about things and how you respond when you feel that thing. Knowing that. That's it. Knowing it is step one, let's say. Step one, knowing it, and then controlling that reaction. Controlling the output that you have when you have this feeling, because our feelings drive us. It's all this new knowledge about who we are and how we show up in the world is the work. So I want to work on not being a mean person. Okay, well then what are the steps to do that? Well, the steps is to become aware of who you are when you get angry, because anger is probably the thing that shows up, the feeling that shows up. And then after you feel that, you become mean. Okay, then when you're mean, what are those things that you do? Do you yell at people? Do you throw stuff? Do you punch walls? What is it that you do? So the work, working on yourself, if you hear anybody say anything like that, it means that they are doing self-discovery. They're learning more about how they feel and how those feelings show up in their actions. And when they learn how they feel and how it shows up in their actions, they make a conscious decision to change it. That is the work. Now, one of the things that I've noticed about the work is that it's pretty difficult to catch that feeling. It's pretty difficult to know what the work is until after you've had the impact, until after you've already reacted, you've had the emotion, you've had the action, and you've had the impact. There's a chair through the wall, there's a chair through the window, bust the windows out your car, all kinds of stuff like that. You look and you step back and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to do this. I was just so mad. And then you say, I need to work on myself because I didn't mean to do that. I was just so mad. And then the next time it might happen, you might not catch when you got angry enough to do that thing. So it's mindfulness. It's being able to really tune into who you are and understand when that feeling is approaching so you can catch it. Gotcha. Ooh, I'm mad. What do I normally do when I'm mad? I say stuff. I bite people. I hope you don't bite people. I get really irrational and I just want to destroy all things. That's what I do when I'm mad. It's hard to catch that without somebody else telling you, without somebody else saying, without reflecting back on the experience yourself. And being like, hey, asking your questions like, what caused you to get so angry? What happened in the environment that you just started to get so angry? It's reflecting on that. And the best way to do that is through journaling. Well, I say the best way, but a really great way to do that is through journaling. And meditation, because there's mindfulness that go along with it. So noticing the feelings in your body, being calm with it, recognizing when anger, sadness, fear, joy, even that, when it shows up, recognizing those and knowing the action that comes afterward. What action do you take when you have an intense feeling? And then also the impact that it usually has. Impact on you, the impact on the people around you, and if it is your desired impact. If it is not your desired impact, work. Gotta work, Angelica. Yeah, I did that. Big fan of the musical. I was a big fan of that. A Hamilton musical. I made a podcast episode about it, and it's pretty dope. You should go check it out. I'll reference it in the show notes because I don't know it off the top of my head, but it was really one of the fun episodes. When I used a lot of music in my music, and when I used a lot of music here in the podcast. But I say all that to say that the work is yours to do. Your interactions with you, or learning about you and how you show up, is going to help you with connecting with other people, with your relationships, because it can only go so far. You can only upset and hurt people so many times before they realize that you're not going to change. Because what happens is, in our relationships, if you're not actively doing the work, you're going to continue to behave the same way you have, and you promise, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen, I don't know why it happened, and I've got to work on myself. And then you don't do it because there's nothing changing in your environment to say that you need to do it. That apology becomes a part of the song and dance. It becomes a part of the pattern where you get angry, you do something hurtful, somebody gets hurt, you apologize to them, and you promise to do the work, and then you don't. You don't do the work. You don't do the reflection. You don't do the reflection, perhaps because maybe you don't know that you can, because the work is quite ambiguous. It's quite ambiguous. Work on myself. Stop myself from having this interaction. Maybe you don't know how to do it. Perhaps it is that you don't know what it is that you need to work on because there's no reflection either. Nobody's telling you exactly what the thing is, exactly what the problem is. So that's what we do as friends, as coaches, as support systems. We say, hey, every time that you go drinking, you get really angry, you start complaining about something, and then you smash a thing. Pay attention to that. If you're doing the work, you would have consideration of that. Like, oh yeah, I do this. And the impact, the outcome wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want to smash anything. So then you walk it back and you analyze and you look. You have somebody to support you with that, because it might be that it's difficult to do it alone, but you walk it back in the sense that you analyze your actions and behaviors. Okay, when I drink, I get angry and I smash something. That's not really what I want to do. So perhaps I won't drink. Maybe I won't drink as much. Maybe I'll see what happens. So I'm drinking. So maybe you decide, oh, I want to drink anyway. I want to have that drink. And you find yourself getting angry. Oh, I'm paying attention now. I'm working on myself. I notice I'm getting angry. Well, when I get angry, what do I normally do? I smash something. I'm not going to smash anything today. I'm going to decide to do something else. Maybe I'll yell because it feels different. It's a new thing. Anything else besides what you've done before, and learn from that experience. So doing the work will help your relationships, because if you continue to behave the way that you do without doing the work, people are going to leave. They're going to be tired of hearing you say, I'm done, I'm tired, I don't mean to, I'm sorry, I'll change. Because it becomes a part of the thing. And then when you lose that person, when you let go of that person or that situation, or they let go of you, they run away from you, then you might be like, oh, I really didn't want that to happen. I'm going to change. I'm going to work on myself. And when we have this experience where we start working on ourselves because we lost something that we really didn't want to lose, we remember that impact, and it's really a big catalyst for change. So, this month I've been talking a lot about relationships with your family members, and this is one of the key pieces of connecting with your family members. It's doing your own work. It's not their work, it's your work. And the same way, if you've got family members or parents or extended family just being outrageous and not doing their work, not recognizing what emotions come up that drives their behavior, that impacts you in the way that it does, I get it. I understand. It's not your work. But what is your work is to, if you choose to put yourself in an environment in which that could happen, in which people are not doing the work and they're constantly frustrated and fighting and yelling and criticizing you, then if you put yourself in that situation because you want to connect with your family, you want to be there, you want to be close, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But when you go into that space, you have to watch for your own triggers. That is your work to do. It's your work. So if you get triggered in that environment and you say something like ridiculous, I don't know what ridiculous thing, I'm just thinking you might say something that's really hurtful and painful as a snapback, because maybe your aunt is always saying something rude to you, and that triggers something in you, that feeling that starts this behavior that has the impact. The feeling you get, frustration, anger, sadness. You say something back, that's your action. And the impact is that it hurts the other person, hurts your aunt. And then she starts yelling at you because she's more hurt too. And y'all start fighting. And then the next thing you know, perhaps your whole family's in on it, yelling at each other. I'm not saying what your aunt did is right, but I'm saying it is your work to manage your own emotions. And I want to help you out with that. You can build a beautiful relationship with yourself and perhaps not even put yourself in a space where you're going to be hurt like that. This week, for the Friends with Family Masterclass, we are talking about discussing difficult drama. It's free. Come check it out. The link will be in the show notes. I'll be right back with the Answer Reddit question. Hey, this is Coach Lee Hopkins here. I just want to let you know that you're awesome and your feelings matter. I know the holidays are fast approaching, and if you're going home to a family to be surrounded by people who don't believe that your feelings matter, and you constantly get caught up in the fighting and the frustrations, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, the obligations that you have with family, I want to empower you to break those generational patterns of disdain and distrust. On October 9th, for 4 weeks, I will be releasing content from my masterclass, Friends with Family. This content from Friends with Family is going to help you develop skills to be more grounded in yourself so that you can actually connect with your family. By the end of the 4 weeks, you're going to learn to create more connecting and curious conversations. You'll also learn how to navigate high drama topics without getting drawn into a conflict. Now, this course is not going to fix deep-seated problems that you might have with your family members, and it won't heal any traumas that you've experienced. It's going to help you communicate more authentically, to empower you to have regular conversations and actually connect with your family. Each week, I'm going to release a video for you to watch on demand as you want. And then I will be answering questions on a live Q&A on the coming Friday. If this interests you, it's absolutely free to join, absolutely free to follow along. There's no obligation. It's my sincere hope that more of us out there who are breaking those generational patterns to not just stop the pain from moving forward, but to really become friends with our family. If you want to be a part of this, we start October 9th. Check the link in the show notes. All right, now it's time for the Reddit friendship advice question. If you have a friendship advice question that you think I should answer, tag me in it on Reddit. My handle is Brilliant and Resilient. That's Brilliant, the letter N, Resilient. This one is related to family. How can I get my Christian mother to acknowledge my same-sex relationship? I am a 21-year-old female who has started dating a 26-year-old female. We started off as good friends, but very quickly I realized I was attracted to her. This was very confusing on my part because not only have I never been with anyone romantically or sexually, I don't really think I'm bisexual or lesbian, but something about her caught my heart. Month later, she confessed she liked me as well, and very soon after, we started dating. After 4 months, I decided to tell my parents. I had a feeling my Christian mother, who is 45 years old, would not be thrilled when I told her. And when I told her, she was shocked and heartbroken. It's been 4 months, and every time I bring up my girlfriend's name, she gets an attitude and refuses to look at me. She won't let my girlfriend come to her house, but let my brother, who is 25 years old, and his girlfriend of 4 months move in. She refused to let me buy my younger sister, who is a 14-year-old female, Billie Eilish tickets because my girlfriend would be there. Since my father doesn't seem to mind a relationship, I asked if he thinks my mom would let my girlfriend attend the Thanksgiving dinner. He told me there was no point in asking as she already told him it's not going to happen. I guess my question is, what can I do to help my mother come to terms that I am in a same-sex relationship? I know it's only been 8 months, but I feel like I have a future with this girl, and it breaks my heart that I can't even share my happiness with my mom, who I was so close to before. I plan on moving in with her in 3 months, and I'm scared to tell her as I don't want to tarnish our family relationship even more. Do you have any tips, experiences, or advice on how to bring any of this up? It's welcome, please share. Also, some extra info. I'm black and my girlfriend is white, passing Latina. My mother has made a comment on the age difference, and my mom met her when she was just my friend, and it was okay with that before then. She was okay with me just being friends with her. Okay, dope. I like this post. Redditor, thank you so much for putting it out here. It's familiar to me because I've been in this stage too where I had not transitioned, and I had a girlfriend, so I was female with another woman. So I was a lesbian, identified as lesbian, brought her home, and my mom really didn't like that. She was all about Christianity and stuff like that, and it was uncomfortable for her. So I'm with you on this. I'm with you. I understand that basically you feel rejected, like to the core of it. You feel like your mom was close with you before all this stuff happens, and now you reveal something that's really important to you, and she shies away, or she's like, oh, get that out of here, go away with that. And it's really painful, especially from our parents, because we're of them. Like we came from them. We believe and we feel that we have this connection to them, that they want what's best for us, and they want to know us and understand us and support us and see us happy. And here you are presenting something that makes you happy to your parent, and they're like, ugh, what is this? Get it away from me. Get it away. I don't like it. And you just really want to show them the joyful thing that you found, and they're just not into it. I hear you. It's frustrating. It's sad. It's hurtful, right? We expect them to be better. Be better, Mom. Dad doesn't mind. What's going on with you? But we don't know what's going on with your mom. Of course, I don't know how your relationship looks or anything, but I'm guessing by her reaction, and you've said that she has these values. She has these Christian values. I don't even want to say Christian values. I want to say she doesn't understand or like that you are in a same-sex relationship. Or perhaps she doesn't understand or like that you're in a different gender, not a different gender, but a interracial relationship on top of that. And the age difference. There's like 3 strikes against this white passing Latina girlfriend that you have. She's 5 years older than you. She's a woman. And, well, she's a different race. Boom. All of it. Get it away from me. Is probably something that she doesn't quite understand. I'm guessing that is. And so as I talked about doing the work here, the work is that here it's not easy. It's probably, it's easy for me to say because I've been through it and I know the steps that need to happen, but emotionally it's hard. It's hard to do. So I don't mean to belittle what you have to do or your connection or creating a relationship with your mom. But it is really not possible to immediately make them understand you. The more you try to get them to understand you, the harder it is going to be for your relationship. You're both really trying to tell each other how you feel about this experience. This experience is you dating this older Latina. You're trying to share the experience and you're saying, joy, joy, joy. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. And she's like, oh my God, oh, this is terrible. I can't even, this is my daughter, but what is she doing to me? And so you're both on the opposite side of the spectrum, and all you can do is when that instance comes up, when that topic comes up, all you can do is express the feeling that shows up. And you're hoping that if you express so loudly and so brightly that they'll catch it, they'll understand it, they'll finally get it. Oh, my daughter loves this girl. And she really loves this girl. I better just put all my feelings away. And then your mom, on the other hand, is like, I do not like this girl. If I just keep talking about it, she will go away. My daughter will understand it and she will change for me. Go away. It's not the way it works. Like, you both are really expressing, but nobody's listening. Nobody's really catching what the other person is saying in a thoughtful manner. And if you were to do the work, you would go inside yourself and understand what's going on with you that's so upsetting about her not accepting you. What is that? What does it feel like? What can you do when that feeling shows up? Because it seems to be the reaction to it is to continue to push. I'm not being understood. Mom, you're not demonstrating that you care about me in the way I want you to. I just have to keep telling you how I want to be treated. and you'll figure it out. That's not going to work. If you want her to understand you, you have to understand her. And in order to understand what she's saying and what she's radiating at you, you have to turn down the volume of what you share. Turn it all the way down, all the way down. And in order to turn it down, in order to not push so much, you have to go inside, journaling, reflection, meditation, to understand what is causing you to want to push so much. Turn off that switch, and then you can start hearing her. And once you start hearing her, your mom, once you start hearing her, doesn't mean that you will take on her belief, but once you start understanding her, you're going to have a better opportunity to share what you need to share with her. She can't see any of your joy over the frustration and sadness, anger, whatever it is that she's feeling, the get it away from me feeling. She can't see over the disapproval. And to help her get to that point, turn down your feelings. Turn them down. Like I said, this is not easy. It's taken me years to do this, and my relationship with my mom has improved so much. We talk about all kinds of amazing, fun things about her life and everything because I've been less reactive and I allowed her to be authentically her, which is something that she just never had before. And so we talk about these really cool stuff that happens in her life. And then I, in turn, am able to share some things with her. And that's just how it works. Well, that's my experience and how it works. And I believe that it will do wonders for you as well. It's difficult but doable. This is not easy. It's not light work, but it is the work, and it's yours to do. Redditor, thank you so much for asking your question. I know that you didn't ask me to answer it, but I did, and I hope that it helps. Best of luck to you. Take care. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.